enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
Greetings, and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizens and members of the community. I'm your host, Fastcart, and I'm solo today. So if I tell a lot of bad jokes, it's their fault, because, you know, they left me alone. They know what happens when they leave me alone like this. I need content monitoring. What's the word called? I hope everyone's doing well. How's everybody doing in the chat? Today is May 9th. 2024, at least in North and South America. We're live today on Twitch and YouTube, so I hope everybody's doing well out there. Give me a shout out, give me a holler out there. Okay, Bando, okay, I see how it is, Bando, okay. So, yes, welcome to another episode. This is called Paws and Claws, episode 145. Now, before we get to the episode, I hope you see something on your screen right there. This is a fundraiser for Buster. I don't know if you know this, but Buster put out some information. I'll put the link in chat for y'all. But Buster put out some information about her current situation, and we decided to try to help. So we have a current goal. You can see it on the page, but I'm going to read it briefly to give you all an idea of what's going on. Hello, citizens! The Soul Citizen is sponsoring a 4-hour live stream fundraiser to support our friend Buster the Destroyer. As a valued member of the Star Citizen community, Buster has been an active and dedicated contributor, and we believe it's important to rally behind our fellow gamers during real times of need. And it goes on, and one of the important tidbits is we hope you can join our live stream this Saturday, May 11th. From 12 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, to talk about Star Citizen and share your thought about the current and future of the game. And thank you for taking the time to read and consider this Griffin Gaming RPG, Soul Citizen. But yes, we are going to do a fundraiser during that 4-hour live stream. But, you know, we get started early. So if you want to contribute now, go ahead and contribute. We appreciate it. Okay, so what's going on with me this week? I need to ask for forgiveness ahead of time. I use my joystick as my mouse, and the left mouse button that I use on the joystick has begun to give up the ghost. So I switched the left and right mouse buttons on the joystick. So if you see the menu pop up and you see me making a face, that's what that's about. But pay that no mind. That's the reason why. Some friends and I are still working through Doctor Who from Eccleston. We're currently on season 9 or 2015. The season that started tonight is 14, but they're calling it season 1 on Disney Plus. So even though it's technically 14, they're calling it season 1, but it starts tonight on Disney Plus. And I had to learn how to pronounce Shooter Gatwa. That's how you pronounce the current doctor's name. So Shooter Gatwa, that's his first, not his first appearance, but the first episode as regular episode as Doctor Who, put it that way. And I did some reading on again this week. It's a sequel to a series I started earlier this year. It's just okay, so I'm not gonna name it. Oh, and don't forget your mother this weekend. If you're visiting, make sure you and your sibling don't tear up the house like you did when you were kids. You know who you are. And with that, I'm gonna get on with the show. So let me do my thing, and then we can get this started. So here's a hint about this one. This is from 2009, and May 8th, which was yesterday, is the 15th anniversary. So 2009. Let that be your hint. Was I not one of your top students? And did I not, on multiple occasions, demonstrate an exceptional oral sensitivity and, I quote, unparalleled ability to identify sonic anomalies in quantum transmission tests? And while you are aware of my own qualified desire to serve on the UE as retribution, I'm assigned to the Paws speed? Well, I'm assigned to the retribution. Thank you, Commander. And that's that. Let's see if anyone can guess where that's from. 2009. Yesterday was the 15th anniversary. Hey, you were joined by Face and Poppin' Face. How are you guys doing?
What's up?
Hey, how are you? How are you there, buddy?
Let me get this in before I forget. Anyone else want to come in? I'm gonna put the link in chat real quick. But where's the link? There it is. I'm put the link. But anyone else want to come in and chat? Go ahead and come on in. We'd love to talk with you. Talk about Star Citizen. So yeah, can you have a guess what I was doing? You listening?
I was listening, but then again, I wasn't listening. But no, I'm listening. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
I was half listening too. I was.
I couldn't get it. I didn't get it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I didn't get it.
That's just this is the issue with the young people these days. They don't listen.
What you talking about, young people? Hold on now. What are you talking about?
It's the Star Trek reboot, 2009. Star Trek. That was the hood talking to Spock. She was trying to get on the Empire, but I replaced the words with the retribution.
Oh, okay.
See, now it makes sense.
Now it does. Yeah.
All right. Let's get this show in a row. So let's start with a sneak peek. Okay, so it is in any incoming cargo. Sneak peek. Any incoming cargo.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, we looked at this one. Yeah. So we were trying to dissect it. Well, we kind of know that it's distribution centers are going to have them. Probably, your own hangar is going to have them, possibly. And, you might see them around like, other, warehouses or stuff like that, around the verse. I may have them. Basically, kind of like you could think about it's like a mobile flatbed, like a, the movie cargo. Because it said on there one SCU box. So I'll let Pops talk about more, what his thoughts are.
Oh, no. Yeah, I one thing I noticed is when you look at the back has tail lights on it. It has a backup light and has a caution light. And on the left hand side, it looks like some type of maybe not like a drivable maybe something that the handle looks like it may be one of those things that you turn on, and it's like 4 knobs that you, I guess, turn on something there. But the most interesting part that I see is in the back where you see the stripe grid, and it looks like you can link them up like you would link up a train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the most interesting part. And the last thing I noticed, and I'm just curious really back on the side, can you zoom in, FC?
I just
on
did.
The side. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. On the side, on the left side. I'm looking at my picture. Yeah, right there. Right there. It says tool storage. And I thought that was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's tool storage on that. But
where do you see the one SCU?
Okay,
if you look, go ahead, Pops.
No, you can tell. You tell.
Okay, so zoom in. If you can zoom in, you see where the flat part that has the white grid markers on it?
Yeah, right here.
Right. Go ahead and zoom in on there. Yep, right in there. See, it says 1 SCU.
Oh, y'all, never mind.
How are we seeing that?
That's the square, so it's probably 2 SCUs.
No, it says one
Maybe.
I know it
SCU.
says 1 right
Yeah.
there, but I mean,
Okay.
it's
You
probably
mean
big enough for
a
2.
divider?
Right.
The divider.
Yeah,
Got
it's
you.
a
Got you.
divider.
No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Right.
No, you're
You're
right.
right. We
You're
didn't
right.
notice that part.
We
Yeah.
didn't notice that. See, there you go.
I mean, this is why I'm here.
Okay.
See?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
pat yourself on the back there, buddy. Go ahead.
You see me on the stream?
Yes, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, it's 2 SCU. I'm going to say that's bigger than 1 SCU. Unless it's really
Yeah, I
small, but
would've
yeah.
thought.
Mhm. It might be,
All right.
it might be 4. No,
might
I don't
be
know if
3
it's
of
4. Yeah, it might be
Ma-
4 or 3.
Might be
Yeah, I don't know.
great. Yeah. Well, you can you? I don't know. I wonder if you can stack though. Or
Yeah.
did you
You
have
can
to
stack. You can put them on top of
stack
each other. Yeah.
each other? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can put them on top of each other. I don't know how stable it'll be. I don't know if it's like a grid, a cargo grid where
Mhm.
yeah. But that's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So along with this, you have the trolley that people have been using to troll. I'm thinking people will use this to troll too, depending on where they put these, or if we have
Mhm.
access to them or just NPC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carry a certain weight limit on the prisoner. I don't know. I mean, it's grab lag. So do they have weight limits? It's like
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see. That's a
Mhm.
good question though.
Yeah, usually
Alrighty
things in
then.
warehouses. Yeah, the prisoners, right? Usually things in warehouses like that have weight limits to them. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Alrighty then. So up next we have SCL Star Citizen Live Alpha 323 and beyond. They were done by a whole bunch of designers this time. Let me see my notes. So yeah, okay. So well, before I get to what I thought, what did you two thought? And again, if anyone to come in and chat with us about Star Citizen Live or anything else coming up, come on in.
Oh, I guess I'll jump in first. They spoke about the sniper glint. I'll let Pops talk about some of the other things that are his ideas, but it was pretty cool for them to speak on some of the things about 323. You know, what's coming up. What are they trying to do with the continuity of the game between Squadron 42 and the persistent universe. Glad to see that they like to take ownership and blame it on other stuff, blame it on other people when it goes wrong. I'm just saying that's their joke. But no, that's what I saw from SEL. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of talked about maybe the sniper thing. If they get a beat on you and they hit you, you're kind of done. We're kind of throwing around some little ideas of maybe if you have on, like if you're a sentry or you're up in the tower and you're maybe you're on duty to protect your I don't know, homestead or your org base or something like that. Maybe in your helmet visor, maybe if somebody targets you, like on your ship, they handshake you, you get a warning. Maybe if they will come up with something like that, but something similar like that. But not exact, to kind of maybe balance it out. Maybe you have to earn something like that in game through reputation. Maybe it's a helmet or something like that you have to buy. We just kind of just bouncing that around. But yeah, the glint thing, and as far as that, it's interesting how they'll try to balance it. So yeah, we were just bouncing up some ideas off each other.
Kusanagi, how are you doing?
Hey, Admiral, what's happening, buddy?
Evening, gentlemen. How's it going tonight?
How are you there, buddy?
Now,
doing
Admiral's a
doing
good
all right.
person. Yeah, he's a good person. He has that experience as far as maybe he'll have some good ideas about glinting.
Oh, don't get me going with the glinting. I'm gonna
Oh,
skip
okay.
over that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's the last person
all right,
who wanna talk
okay,
about anything about
all right.
it. You gotta shut him off. You gotta shut him
What
off.
grinds in this segment of grinding my gears.
How you doing, Kusanagi? What do you think of this SCL?
Was this from today? When was this? This today? I didn't catch one
Last
today.
week. Last
last
Friday.
week, last
Oh,
week.
this is last week's. Okay. No, I don't think I caught all of this actually. So you'd
I
have
think
to
you
catch
call
me
it,
up.
but okay. Fish, you went already, right? Yeah, you did. We went
Yes,
first. Never mind.
that's spoke.
Yeah. All right. So there was a lot of notes that I took for this, but I'm only going to go through a few of them. And I don't know. I'm going to link the Nubifier summary. The Nubifier summary was like almost 6 minutes long. So I took a copious amount of notes for this one. But they said they announced during the show 323 not coming out today. Friday, so it's not coming out today either. Thursday. They had economy updates. Manufacturers will have different levels of quality and prices. That goes for weapons, ships, what have you. Bounty mission difficulty will have different difficulty meant to affect payout. And this is not the first or the last pass. This is just the next pass when it comes to the economy and stuff like that, or for anything that they're putting out in 323. There will be a wipe, so be prepared for that. Otherwise, the analytics will be faulty, and they're saying some people are saying that that they specified that you can keep your ship, but everything else, most of the other stuff will be wiped. So people are stocking up on ships now. You can do it if you want to, but don't be surprised if they change their mind. Don't be heartbroken if they change their mind. This is. Go ahead.
I was just saying, there's some people that just want a full wipe. Like I want, like every ship that was bought with UEC should be reset. Because if you want people to grind for stuff, then they have to. Because maybe they want their 315 again, then they should have to. They could potentially say, hey, we want people to play the game more, and to get those ships back. So
it's as that song goes, and ain't nothing wrong with a little wipe and grind.
Okay.
Go ahead,
All
Fish.
right.
How does that go? Can you sing that for me? I'm not sure how that goes.
No. Okay. Enough. But my thing is,
I was going to
Go
say
ahead,
they looked at Gomab's account and said he's got too much money, so we need the wipe.
Yeah, right. But no, I do agree with Admiral, from a testing point of view, that would be the correct way to go. If you want to kind of get analytics on how people will, not just on how long it'll take for a person to get there, but how people will try to get there. You know what I'm saying? That will kind of give them more analytics if they do kind of do stuff from a clean state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple other things. They say, I think that they make this the last point. I've considered this important. They said this is alpha, and this is where they test ideas. So this is not a release game. So people who are getting up in arms about every time they change things shouldn't, because it's a live test server, not a live server, live test server. This is still alpha.
Yeah.
So I wanted to emphasize that, because some people seem to forget and get attached to these things. That's one of the reasons why I'm not deep in the game at this level, at this current state, because I don't want to get too attached and get frustrated when there's a wipe. So
I agree with you. I agree.
And I agree
because go ahead.
When I came into the game, I thought alpha was simply at the point of the test the game at this point. I didn't realize that the game was going to be wiped and stuff like that until after meeting a few people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an excellent point, FC, to make sure to keep reminding people about what the really true meaning. Yeah, what the real true meaning of alpha means, because I didn't know what it really meant.
It's almost like the true meaning of Christmas. No, not at all like the true meaning of Christmas. Anyway.
Well,
some people actually thought that this was the name of the game. Like, this is Alpha Star Citizen, and that's the name of the game. And not that it's an alpha development. Like that they thought that this is a game, and that and it was done, and that's the name of it. And there's also the people that come in off of those recent commercials that kind of like allude to is that it's a finished game. And you know, I think many here have been like, I'd like to put like a side note on that somewhere, saying that, you know,
playable now.
I
Small
don't
print.
think
This is
that's
alpha.
that's not really gonna cover it. It's like they really need to have like a firmer like disclaimer or something like that.
Yeah, they do. You're absolutely right, Admiral. But I think that's part of the marketing. Let them get it, let them come in the game, let them buy it, and then find out later. You know, clarify later. But yeah.
No, you should always do your research before you make a purchase. Even if it's $45, it was cheaper than that. But there will be a free fly during Invictus week, but we'll get to that in a moment. Okay, so yes, up next we have This Week in Star Citizen. I already put the link in. So they want to thank everyone for participating in the PTU. Upcoming Invictus launch week, mark your calendars. We'll get to that in a moment. The UE Navy is making their way to expansion system on May 17th. So that is 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks away. And the vehicle manufacturers of the verse will have a few surprises in store. Stop by the convention center on Area 18 in Arcourt to see the latest military and support vehicles on display. What's going on this week? Tuesday had a subscriber update. We'll get to that in a moment. Squadron monthly report. We'll get to that in a moment. Inside Star Citizen, we'll get that towards the end of the show, middle of the show rather. And on Friday, they won't have an episode of Star Citizen Live as the team is headed to Belgium for the community-run Beacon event. You'll also find the weekly RSI newsletter directly delivered to your inbox. That's from Jake Bradley. So you got all that stuff. I'm going to get to the MVP in a moment, but I want to show the top images from the community real quick. I thought this was a good shot. I like it.
Yeah. Formation.
Like that one, it's flying into the sunset, or sunrise rather. That's a sunrise, I think. First started right and straight on till morning, as they say. Oh, okay. This is Louisville, I think.
It looks like it might be one of the distribution centers.
Oh, okay. Oh, distribution center. Okay.
Yeah, it might be a distribution center.
And this is that's a big box you got there. I wonder what's in it. What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh yeah, those are some good captures. So congrats to people being featured from the community hub. Top images. And then we have our MVP, Firefly inspired intro by Wicked-Wookie. Wicked-Wookie flew the curve like a leaf on the wind and put together an amazing and hilarious Firefly-themed TV intro in Star Citizen. You can watch the full video on the community hub. I'll put the link in the chat in a moment. But you know, the Firefly-inspired intro. So congratulations to Wicked-Wookie for being an MVP this week.
Yeah, congrats.
Scooter.
Up next we have, so marking calendars. This is all about Invictus. Stanton Annual Military Expo Invictus launch week returned to Area 18 from May 17th to the 29th. This is a little bit longer for Invictus. Well, let me look at the calendar. 17 or 29. I want to say it's longer than usual. It's about the same. No. I want to say that you normally start on Monday and end on Wednesday, like it's a week and a half. But this is almost like 11 days and 12 days instead of 10 days or something like that. So it feels longer to me. It is longer. Okay, so thank you for that. It is longer. So yeah. I wonder why they made it longer. When I get to the calendar, we can talk about it. But I want to show the video first. So this is a 45-second video. I'm not going to go full screen, but we can check it out. everyone is excited about that Polaris shot that they put in the video. So yeah, what do y'all think about the video?
And
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Yeah.
Polaris love. I think
Oh,
6
yeah.
shots of it. So yeah, a lot of Polaris love.
No, they
Look
later
at it.
came out and said that we'll be able to see the exterior of the Polaris, but not the interior. So it's not really ready to be
Okay.
released. I think
Hey,
in January they had it in white box, so to get it into the state in this time, they put in pressure, but it's not quite finished.
yeah. No, I mean that's cool if they have it on the floor. If they have it on the floor in the hall, I don't know if it's too big for that, but or not.
No,
But
they had the full on Idris on the show floor one time. So yeah,
they did. Okay.
yeah.
So I mean, if they could put it on the floor, that'd be sweet, man.
Yeah.
You know, cowabunga, dude. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh my goodness.
Pop, I think you need to switch him to decaf or get him out the sugar before the show.
Well, you know, we've been watching a lot of Knuckles.
Oh
So,
my
you know,
God.
when we saw, you know, the turtles last
Oh
time.
God.
Stop doing in jokes on the show. Only we would get that reference. Anyway. So yes,
I'm sorry, my bad. You're right.
This is the full on page. The countdown, 7 days, 17 hours. So, you know, a little more than a week. You can add it to your calendar.
You
Be
guys
part of
saw
the
the other
biggest Invictus
ships, right?
celebration yet. What was that, Kusanagi?
You guys saw the other ships, right?
No, there was no other ship. No, just kidding.
There was no other ship.
What other ship?
No, besides the Polaris, what are you talking
I'm just
about?
wondering if you're serious, if you didn't see, or maybe you did see the other stuff that's in there.
A whole bunch of stuff. I may not recognize that as new. What are you
Okay, so
talking
you've
about?
got the new ambulance that's coming in.
Really? Oh,
From
where was that, Admiral?
RSI. Well,
Ooh.
well, the guy when he's standing in front, it's hold on. He's got
But he
like
has-
he's
That's
got
about
this
to recycle.
open bay behind him.
Oh, that's it?
Oh, good point,
So
Admiral.
right there, that's the whatever you call it thing. Was it the
Nursa.
Nursa
yeah,
rover.
that's the
Yeah, the
Ursa
Nursa.
version. So that's going to be an ambulance.
Shout out to Cap. Shout out to Cap Series Fun on that. Nursa. Nursa to Ursa.
And as you go along this, you've got the new Argo right there with the box. The guy putting the box down. If you go back to the guy putting the
really?
box down.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
That
there.
See the medical
Oh,
packages.
in the back on the right.
So in the back, you'll see the tractor beam. It's potentially a tractor beam on top of the ship. And question is if it's going to like maybe contain some type of modularity. I mean, the ship's supposed to have modularity anyways, so we'll just have to see what that actually is. And somebody else can remind me of something else. I'm trying to remember. Maybe we'll get a new coffee cup.
Okay, Admiral. Detective Admiral is on the case.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
why
not
you
see
need
any
Well, no,
evidence.
yeah, that's the word on the street. So I'm just like saying,
Yeah.
I was
The
looking-
word in the
I
street.
was looking-
Word on the
All right.
See, that's a new segment for you. Another new segment for you.
The
Admiral.
word on the
Word
street.
on the street. See?
And what grinds my gears.
Yeah.
I pull my Peter Griffin out.
Yeah.
But no, this is a pretty good commercial. They show a lot of stuff. It would be nice if they actually had this on the floor, but I think they're just going to do flybys and people fly next. But I would actually prefer it on the full, like you suggested. That'd be kind
I mean, like I said, in the past they had the Idris on the floor at one point, and it was just the exterior, so they can do that again if they want to.
I certainly agree.
All right, so I'm going to scroll down real quick. You got the biggest celebration yet. I already covered that, and then you got the schedule, but I'm going to go to a better picture of that. So here you see May 17th to 18th, RSI Origin, Consolidated Outland, or Argo. 19th to 20th, you have Miss, Crusader, Tumble, and Mirai. And May 21st and 22nd, you have Aegis, Dynamic. 23rd, 24th, you have Anvil Aerospace. And 25th and the 26th, you have Defense Con. And then I'm guessing from the 27th to the 29th is it says finale right there, and that's when you have everything all together.
Now, okay, maybe but didn't last year wasn't Drake in with everybody else?
That's IAE.
And now Yeah, and now they separated them again.
No, that's IAE. That's the November
yeah,
one.
okay,
Invictus, they're
okay.
always different. Separate.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be
Yep.
nice to get a new ship with each set of these, because that'd be really nice. Because
Yeah.
you got the Argo, you got the RSIs up the first leading us up, and then we kind of get into, like, we know Mirai's coming out with a new bike. Maybe I heard it's coming with the patch. I don't know if it's going to come exactly
Yeah,
the same day
typically
as the
whenever
patch.
they do a new ship, they typically lead or end. So it's surprising that Mariah's on the second set of manufacturers rather than the first.
Well, apparently it's coming with the
Mm.
patch. So if the patch comes tomorrow, people are expecting the Mirai bike to be for sale. So, but then we'll probably lead up into this, but we'll talk about Aegis later on, hopefully. But I'd like to see a medium Argo ship from Drake. That'd be kind of nice. They kind of don't have that.
So you think Anvil will have something new, or Drake will have something new?
I would like one from each one, actually.
Because
everybody's like,
there's plenty of Anvil ships.
People are waiting for an Anvil Capital ship. That's like
Anvil
everybody's
Capital.
dream
Okay,
list.
okay.
And I said Capital, but I'll just say Capital for this show.
Yeah, we don't need another fighter like that Tina Turner song goes. No one would get that reference.
I get that reference. It's a great song.
All right, so I wanted to point this out because this came up on the bot earlier this week. Evidently, they updated this entry on the Galactopedia, the Bengal. I don't know what was different or if anything what changed, but the Bengal is a fleet carrier developed in SCY. I'm guessing that's standard Earth year 2871 by RSI. For the UEN, the Bengal class carriers carry a full complement of fighters, bombers, support ships, and typically form the nucleus of UEN battle fleet or task force group. They are roughly 1,000 meters long and can support several thousand crew on board. So maybe they changed the year. Like that year, I don't know. That year seemed I don't know. I don't know what the original year said. So maybe they changed the year. Something changed and they updated it.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
Go ahead, Pops.
No, just thousands. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's always been 1,000. Yeah, that's 1,000 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, and because the retribution is 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Retribution 3,000. Yeah, Jesus, that thing is long.
Yeah,
It's basically a city in space.
The Javelin only is like 40% the size of this, so it's actually very large.
Yeah.
Which is why it really is a good capital ship.
How large, Admiral?
Oh boy. Don't you
Anyway,
dare.
Moving on.
Very large.
So yeah, that's the bingo. So like I said, it popped up as something would change, so I decided to highlight it. Then we have subscriber promotions. Yes, let me put this link in chat for y'all. May 2024 subscriber promotion, and have a whole bunch of someone beat me to it. Okay, thank you, Griff. But yes, they have a whole bunch of guns this time. So in-game rewards, talk about earnable in-game. Typically, they have a exclusivity window for 3 months, and then you can start earning these in-game. But you got the Cloud Warner Lumen 5 Valor, or Lumen V, or Lumen 5, I want to say, SMG submachine gun. The blue and gold color scheme, the Lumen 5 Valor edition, a valiant and dignified appeal. And the current Centurion subscribers get this item as part of their subscription. And then you have the Cashback Arms Corner Valor rifle. The bold blue and gold color scheme gives the Corner Valor edition a valiant and dignified appeal. Current Imperial levels will get this and the above Centurion level items as part of their subscription. And then you have the Gemini F55 or F55 Valor LMG. The same thing about the blue and gold color scheme. This item is available for all subscribers to pledge on the subscriber exclusive store. So as you can see, it's blue and gold, and those are the colors of Invictus. So that's why they're doing that. this time. Talking about if you're not a subscriber, as part of the subscription, you can subscribe before May 13th, and you'll get those. If you subscribe after May 13th, you pick this up in previous month's player by going to the subscriber exclusive store and have the link for that. Then you have the vehicle of the month. You got the XL for $45 and the $400 for $250. If you're a Centurion subscriber, you can get the X1 for 12 months insurance. That's up from 6 months, I'm guessing, or maybe 3 months. And if you're in Imperial, you can get both the X1 and the $400 with 24 months insurance. So yeah, what do you thought about the? Are you interested in these guns? You need more guns?
I hear,
Guns are always good.
yeah. Nope, go.
I was just say guns are always important. As much we don't really think about them because we think about they're lying around in the verse right now. But when you definitely starting off, when the game goes live, and
Mhm.
you only have what maybe I don't know how much do you think they're gonna start us off with? I mean, depending upon if you've spent like money to get those credits. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, you
if
can
you're
start off with
ground,
as much as you want because you can actually buy UEC, not
right?
AUEC, but you can
That's what I
actually buy
mean.
UEC.
UEC right now, but I mean, let's take what I'm talking about for somebody who doesn't know or who's really new, brand new to the
Well, I
game.
mean, in my account,
You
I
know,
currently have like 23,000 UEC, but that's what my package is and everything.
right,
But
right,
your
right.
AUEC, that counts. So right now, when they wipe, like whenever tomorrow, I'll still start with over 100,000 AUEC.
Same here.
Yeah, AUEC, yeah, not UEC, but AUEC, yeah.
But
I
that's
think
like
you're talking about
chits.
UEC.
That's like chits and like going to Voyager Direct and like and then exchanging that for credits and stuff like that. That money's still gonna get transferred to UEC, but we don't know what the value, like the exchange rate for UEC. Like 5,000 UEC could be like a lot of money. Like if
I don't think so.
an Aurora costs
I think like
2,000
20,000 UEC will get you like a flight jacket and a helmet or
That's what
something
I'm saying,
like
but
that.
that's like just based off of like the value of a dollar. Like a $1 like in 1920 was like a lot of money. $1 today can't even buy you a pack of gum. So
Well, let me ask you this then, though: will you think they will start players off with at least enough money for them not to necessarily buy a ship, but to rent a ship? Because I mean, if you start a person off from $0, I mean that is very hard to really do anything in a
but-
I
game.
don't think they'll start off with $0 because they have to have a package, and that package they have to have
Right.
UEC with it.
Right.
So, but
Correct.
it's
I
like
mean-
either 5,000, 1,000. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Everyone's supposed to be better off than like the average person, and like you go to Hurston, everyone's wearing a bag over their head. Like even if you had like just a package and it had an Aurora, you're supposed to be very well off compared to these people
Right.
who are stuck doing these jobs. Like
Yeah.
so again, like money could be worth a lot of money, and if you've got like 1 million UEC, you might be like a billionaire today. So we don't know yet.
Yeah. It just made me think if they start you off with 0, you could see a whole bunch of people begging.
Well, they
No,
want-
what they'll do, Pop? What they'll do, Pop, is
Oh
like
my goodness.
whenever you pull in with a whole sea, they'll ask if you want your windows clean.
Right?
Oh,
Because I'll
God.
be one of them.
Well, they
Well,
do
we-
want people to,
Yeah.
be able to pick up missions, like say in like a landing zone. Like Microtech should have like I don't know, like maybe pick up all the trash and stuff like that. Like pick up the trash. And
I don't
there
think
are people-
it's gonna be that bad.
Well,
I don't
there-
think it's gonna be
there's
that
just
bad.
missions that people want to just people
Well,
want like just to, like,
we are getting off track though. We are getting off track.
just-
But
I'm
yeah,
just- I'm
this
just
is
saying,
about
go
the
ahead.
subscriber promotions. But yeah, so getting back on track to talk about the subscriber merchandise discount. Centurion get 10% discount, and Imperator get 15% discount. And if you subscribe for a whole year, you get like a 20% discount for a discount coupon for Imperator, and Centurion got a 10% discount coupon for Centurion. And talk about the subscriber store. So that is the subscriber promotion this month. So let me ask you this before we move on real quick. Yes or no? Does this make you want to subscribe to get one of these guns?
And not the paint color doesn't really say anything to me. I'm not a fan of the paint color for me personally, but the gun itself is cool. You know, I mean, these are guns obviously that are in the game, but if I'm buying it for the paint color, no.
Mhm. I
I have
think
to
you
agree.
do. Yeah, I think as far as if when the game starts and you have to start with a gun, I think it's a good way to make sure you have a gun to start with.
Right.
Um, beyond that, the paint color and all that, yeah, it's cute, but it ain't. That's about it. Paint color,
Yeah,
paint color,
and
cute.
Danger Hobo pointed out. I'm trying to remember what ship it matches, but yeah, the Sentinel paint scheme. I'm trying to figure
Mm.
out. I knew it matched one of the ships. I couldn't remember what the Sentinel. Thank you for that, Danger Hobo. So if you
Mm.
Yeah.
really like this color, I guess you will subscribe, but it's not for me. It's
Yeah, I'm
not for
not.
me.
I wouldn't subscribe. I'm not a subscriber now, but I think
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out something else. And the only thing I can think of with this paint scheme is like the not the Thunderbirds, the Blue Angels. They have like a blue and gold type of paint scheme.
Yeah, but this is
Um,
for Invictus. But yeah,
yeah.
all right.
Mm.
Moving on. Jump Point, speaking of subscribers, Jump Point is now available. Finger on the pulse. Subscribers at the time a year ago, year again. It's that time again, sorry. The April 24th, 2024 issue of Jump Point is available in the subscriber section of your account. This time we're speaking to one of the key developers behind the revamped character creator to find out what's new and how it works, and go behind the scenes in the recently unveiled Mariah Pulse, discovering the turbulent origins of the Interstellar Transport Guild, and sharing an interview with a notorious criminal from the verse. Interested in becoming a triber? Learn on the Plague Door now. Learn more of the Plague Door now. So, yeah, I'm interested in learning about the Mariah Pulse. Did anyone get a chance to look at the Jump Point this time?
I didn't look at the jump port this time. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really interested in the Mariah Pulse. For me, just me personally.
Yeah, I mean, it has the wrong name in a way, so that's why, yeah.
Say it has the wrong name.
People who know me would get that up, man. I'm not gonna say what it is, but yeah, I think I saw some of the picture, like some of the concept pictures, and I thought some of it had like more of a cross between a speeder bike and a razor. And I thought those
Mm.
might have been interesting, but they decided to go on a whole completely separate way. So I thought it could have looked cooler, but it would have been bigger.
Mm.
Are we gonna talk about this now, or is it coming?
All right, do my right,
Or
folks.
the bike.
Yeah, we covered a lot of it on last week in the ISC. If you want to say something
So
about
like,
it now,
I just
go ahead.
want to like, I wasn't a fan of this, but when it's so compact that it can really go on a lot of ships. So if you're looking for something that you could put into an RSI, ground vehicle or yeah, even an MPUV, then this
No,
would
that's
be
the only
it.
thing. It won't fit in. That's the
It won't fit
exception.
an MPUV.
That's the only ship it won't fit
Are
in.
you sure?
Yeah,
Nope,
that's what they
we
said.
saw it. That's what they
But like
said.
the cargo variant,
That's what they said.
you can get it into
That's
an
what they said.
Aurora. How can you get into an Aurora? You
That's
can't
what
put
they
into an
said.
MPUV.
That, don't
Well,
argue
you
with
got to
me.
remember. Okay, well, put it this way, though, Admiral. You can probably tractor beam it into there,
All right, I'll take that.
right? It's not going to be ideal,
And tractor
obviously,
beam it out. Mm.
and tractor beam it out. But who's to say? Like when you saw it in the Aurora, it was like diagonally sitting there.
Yeah, I was
So
up
the
in there
problem
like
is right. So problem is how are you going to now get into the Aurora
Or get out, for that matter.
or get out? Right, exactly. So, I mean,
It's not like you can climb over the thing.
Anyways,
there you go.
I just want like different paint schemes. Like I if I'm going to use it on missions, I don't want like a racy thing. Although I'd probably take
You
the
know what?
racing bike because I don't think I'm gonna hit anything with the other one because you're going just so fast on
Right.
a bike. I just don't know if that's feasible.
All right. So check it out. You are changing my mind about the damn bike. Okay. I'll get the one that shoots and not the one that scoots. Okay. That's the one I'll go
The
for.
wind
I
will,
mean,
you'll feel the wind in your chair while you fly
I'm
this.
going to move on real quick, but the only problem with the one that shoots is that it's really hard to aim.
Yeah,
Because
it probably is.
what people have been saying, like you can't point up or down easily, but you can go
So you
side to
just
side
shoot
easily.
shoot at the knees.
I think
Shoot
people
at the
will
knees.
hide away from it. They'll like take cover. It's more like I'm coming in and creating a disturbance to maybe you have ground cover coming in. You want to provide cover, so suppressive fire is the best way to describe it. And then you just fly away. And if you had a couple of these flying around, say jump point, like say, is it jump point or what's that stupid thing we have at the mission at? The drugs are at.
Jump
With
town.
the
Jump town. If you
Jump town?
if you had a couple of these going out and coming back and just causing that type of thing, and people can't hit them, and they're just causing and then you could have like ground troops
Some
trying to get
havoc.
in. Yeah, just
Nice.
causing havoc. Trying to like
Kusanagi?
actually hit shit, but whatever.
We're gonna move on, but from now on, if you ever forget about what Jump Town is, just remember New Jump City.
New Jump City.
Yeah,
What
from
are you saying,
Guy.
Pops?
And I was gonna throw my 2 cents.
What are you gonna say there, Pops?
Go ahead,
I
Pops.
think a good use case for the bike with the gun on the front would be for the copian, like when you go in a cave, something like that.
Okay.
That's all. I was
Again, it
gonna
might be hard to aim, but yeah, I see what you mean.
say. Yeah.
So this came up on the tracker that we have in our Discord. For some reason, I don't know if they talk about this, or maybe I missed the dev tracker or dev response about this, but they removed some physical merchandise from the store. Or they removed the Drake and Planetary mug. They moved the Pico, the Penguins Plus, so you can no longer get Pico. You can get the Clippers. The Citizen Con 4953 limited edition box. I don't even know what that is. The Star Kitten key ring. The Star Citizen death mat with the Invictus launch model. The Star Citizen death mat with the Pyro Homestead. And the Nautilus t-shirt and the Mantis t-shirt. Those have all been removed from the merchandise. So if someone wants, thank you for that, putting the link in there. But if you want to pick up anything else before they go away, now's your chance. Because I don't know, I never seen stuff disappear from the merchandise store before. How about you? You are.
You know what I think? I think I'm just gonna speak for Pico. I think he's just out of stock. That's
Out of
just
stock?
I think he's just out of stock, and he'll return because you can't take Pico.
Okay.
Right, you can't take Pico away.
Nobody put Pico in the corner.
You can't hold him back.
Yeah, Black
I'm
Guy
surprised.
Legion said limited edition stuff is designed for only available for limited run. But as far as I can tell, I use the wrong button again. But as far as I can tell, the mug isn't limited edition. The only thing limited edition that I can see is maybe the Star Kitten ring, the Star Kitten stuff, and the Citizen Con 4953 stuff. Those are limited edition, but I don't know. Hopefully, when people come back, they won't charge more. But they can get away with it if they do it. Because you get these Pico slippers, you can get those for $45. So yeah. Anyone picked up anything from the merchandise store recently or in a while?
No.
Nah.
Griffin got the hat for me and a shirt, so I appreciate that. I still wear those. Thanks, Griffin. There's a Star Citizen shirt that I like, but that's no longer on the list. So you can't get the Star Citizen shirt. Dang. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. All right. So
You know what I would like to do?
What?
Scroll up a little bit, go to the Drake shirt.
The Drake shirt. The Drake. This one.
Yeah.
$80.
Yeah, give me a Drake shirt because it's a Dickies, right? And then get some Drake Dickies pants and get me some Converse, right?
No,
Yeah.
you don't need the Converse. You got the Pico slippers.
No.
You got the Pico slippers.
No,
No, they need Pico pajamas.
no. You ruin the whole outfit.
All right, man. So yeah, that's the merchandise store. So some of these items are limited. So, if you have something you have your eye on, get it sooner rather than later. But, don't go over your budget or anything. All right, so up next we have the 2043 monthly report. Typically, we don't cover this, but there's something that caught my eye when I was looking at it before. Before I get to my thing, did anyone take a look at this? Monthly report? Nope. Okay.
I started to go through it, but go ahead.
I did.
Yeah, we did.
I did. Go ahead.
Let me
We'll
see
do
if I
it
can
for a
find
little
it.
bit.
What did it say?
Hello?
Did you pick up on it, Fist? What
Wait, say
Fastcart
again?
one? Did you pick up what Fastcart picked up on?
What do you pick up on? No, I don't
I
pick
don't
up
Oh,
on that.
okay. So,
What
we are currently. Oh, wait. This is. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay,
It's like
so
Laurel and Hardy right now.
chapter 5. So I was waiting. I thought someone else had something that they wanted to say. There. I was waiting for them. So my bad. My mistake.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
So this is within gameplay story. I'm gonna get to keep right clicking. April, we saw the gameplay story team focus on chapter 1. As part of this, they continued bug fixing and polishing. So they are feature complete, with the involvement in the chapter tapering off as it nears completion. In addition to this, the team has continued to implement and improve scenes across the chapters, with April mostly dealing with the chapter 5. For example, they overhauled a scene in the elevator with a new mocap and encouragement line. It was great to see all these new elements working together and the great timing in game, the gameplay story team. Also for chapter 5, this is what this is what caught my eye really. A scene on a tram platform, we see a new mocap to improve how a key character reacts to the player. So if they're still doing mocap work, is that still considered polished or feature complete? I'm not trying to solve here. It just seems weird to me.
I think we kind of, when he said feature complete, I think we may our minds may have jumped to the point that the game is like, 90.
It's almost
90,
gold, ready for press.
right, but he said it's feature complete, which means the people that were working on all of the features for 42 they didn't need to stay there. All those teams moved over. So I think we may have misunderstood feature complete with the game, with its almost 95 complete.
So Captain Sheriff said mocap coverage isn't new feature, it is polished.
Right.
So, okay.
Polished. Right.
Okay, that's fair. I was just curious because I was like, and they're doing mocap? It seems weird. I'm not a developer, but go ahead.
Because there are people playing the game now, and like the testers, whoever they're doing, and they're like, they're looking at scenes, they're like, something's wrong here, it doesn't sound right, And they look at the dialogue and they're like, well, how do we change this? I'm like, okay, well, we're going to need someone to hold the, glass or something like this. And thing.
Right, exactly.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, thank you. I was confused, so thank you. All right, yeah, that is the 42 monthly report, so check that out if you're interested. Up next we have, the Star Citizen Alpha 323. I forgot to check if there was anything new came out in the last. Oh no, okay, nothing came out. So no, okay, we're good. So Alpha 9171682 patched out. So 323 is released to the EPTU and is now available for test. Test should show that version number. It's strongly recommended that you delete your user folder in for the public client before patching. The characters in this new environment will be built from long-term persistent data. So items such as medprint, ammo, rentals, refining jobs will be lost. Open PTU, so always everyone, open for everyone. Replication layer is enabled, server recovery is enabled, starting UVC is 15 million. Testing feedback focus, stability, performance, bug fixing, new features, and gameplay updates. They have several known issues. We covered this previously. I don't think Hugh Stanton, Lorville, female AI is female. There are no female social AI present around Norville. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Vulkan, no UI HUD with Vulkan enabled on AMD GPU. Ooh, okay, that's not good, but hopefully they can get that fixed. And so on and so forth. Yeah. And they had quite a few bug fixes. Oh, this is something new. I don't want to say new because I just never noticed it before. They have a bug fix server. But before we get to that, real quick, technical, they fixed 2 server crashes, fixed a client crash that could occur when joining AC Arena Commander engineering game mode, fixed a client crash while using broken plus upscaling and Macrotech Dunbar outpost. So, well, before we get to the survey, anyone has anything want to talk about? Anything stood out to them? Or has anyone been in this? This came out 2 days ago.
Yeah, we actually went to the EPTU the other day with Kat and played some couple of missions. One of the things was that I know that upscale was causing a lot of crashes. I turned it off and it didn't crash on me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thankfully,
Exactly.
yeah.
Mine did it when I first went in. I had my upscaling on to give them some numbers, and it crashed. And then I came back out and turned it off, and I had no crash
Yeah.
on the upscaling.
And we noticed they're kind of all over the place regarding where they're changing stuff. Like they talk about the open PTU being open for everybody, where it's actually we think they're talking about the ePTU, and then they're talking in known issues. They're talking about 323 live. Literally, they're talking about 323
Yeah, this is like
there
was a message of the day. I forgot to thank you for reminding me about that, but this came out today, in fact. The message of the day from today said, we are currently cooking a new 323.0 build for the ePTU today with what looks like some great updates to help stop entity graph issues. We want to get this build onto the ePTU as soon as it is done, and we'll continue to monitor the ED or entity graph to make sure the issues are no longer occurring. But yeah, so that was from today. So, but a few days ago they thought they had like I want to say they thought they had a live candidate, but they changed their mind about
So
that.
this is probably a copy and paste, and they're just changing, trying to grab it. They probably didn't like go through it like a. They just probably just put it out. Just a clerical administrative error.
But I want to get to the bug fix survey. I don't recall them showing this before. I had to take a screenshot because I didn't want to show my email address to the internet. So this is what it says in incognito. But this is the ePTU regression test. You may skip and not answer questions. Okay, on the question list we have to take it for the fix. So they fixed an issue with the solar system-wide armature zone to keep players from using the vehicles and weapon. Check fixed or not fixed. Fix an issue causing many PU locations to get into a state where players would receive a 3031 or 30K error. Disconnect error indefinitely until the swap short. They want to know if that's fixed or not fixed. Fix an issue with that block its players from exporting keybinds. They want to know if that's fixed or not fixed. And let me make that smaller so people can up. Okay. They fix an issue that was causing setting menu to click the mobile glass behind it instead. They want to know if that's fixed or not fixed. So if you experience any of those, let them know if you consider fixed or not fixed. Okay, last guy Legion. Don't spread that around. Don't spread that around.
I did see a bug today that someone was streaming on his Twitch, and they used a hanger in Orison, and there was if you used like a vertical launch one, like the ones you go straight up, you strafe up, I should say, and he did it in like 2 different types of ships, and it went black, screen went black, and then he woke up in the med center again. So, but he was able to use any of the hangars that you could just fly straight out of. So it was an interesting bug.
And again, we are looking for more people. We appreciate if anyone else wants to join in and talk with us. I put the link in the chat for people to join. So we appreciate hearing people, especially new people. give us what your thoughts about Star Citizen. But yes, so that is the EPTU wrestling list. Have anyone in chat seen these surveys before? Or is it just me
No,
that
this is
haven't
my
noticed?
first time seeing this.
I think we had a
It's my
survey like
first
6
time.
months ago. I think.
First time.
6 months ago for what?
Well, I mean, whatever
318
the
or
last
something?
big patch was, I think they had a
Oh,
survey
322?
before. Maybe. I think I remember a survey.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that is that. We got a few more things before we get to ISG. Oh, this one. Arthur Dent, Alfred North. Bless your heart. This is a request for Yogi. Can you make a video to show us what Master Mode Combat is like in 323? I'm sorry. Can you make a video to show us what Master Mode Combat in 323 should look like? And that is the question. And they went on to specify. But basically, Yogi Cloud said no. and then specified why no. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it's a pretty good read if you want to go through that. And I'm not prepared to read all that at the moment, but basically they have the reason for why mass mode is this way. And like I said before, from the Star Citizen Live, what they talk about, they said this is alpha testing. This is not the last iteration. This is what they're currently testing and working on. It probably will not stay like this. Definitely won't stay like this. This is not the last iteration for flight model. So I'm not going to help you to calm down, but calm down.
You're right, FC. Is just really basically telling them it's a waste of time right now for them to make a video on it because it's going to change.
Right.
Which is sum up of it.
Thank you for that. But yeah, I think I want to say thank you for Yogi Class for taking the time to explain all this stuff, though. So yeah, thank you, Yogi.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Star Citizen was alpha. Yeah, Black Guy Legion. Now you know. All right, so up next we have the Loud Minority. This is from Captain Gundalf or Captain Baloo. After reading so many bad and unfortunate insulting things in the comment in master mode, I now have to write my opinion on the matter to the community. Just because you think something bothers you and doesn't mean you have to insult or write such hateful comment. To the developers, thank you for your work so far. And finally, they would like to apologize on behalf of those who have used racial language. That's those who have used racial language in the comment and also lack the necessary respect for fellow human beings. We are sorry. So, APIG says thank you for the kind words, and it's always refreshing to hear. So, yeah, the loud minority, or the non-vocal minority, or some people might say, but yeah, I thought it was an interesting post, so I want to give that a shout out. And I mean, it's true because developers are human beings, and I'm glad Disco Lando featured the developer because he's the one that tells you that it humanizes them. It puts a human face and it let people know that they have feelings too. They are human beings, so be careful how you word things. So treat people the way you want to be treated. I'll get off my soapbox.
Oh, 27 people said he was a clown, so it's just interesting.
Thank you for the subscription, Black Dog, 33 months in a row. So evidently, Black Dog like what I was saying, so thank you for that. Up next we have from Text Actual, high FPS server, AI is awesome. Zach Pierce responded. They did a fair amount of work in 323 to get playable FPS AI experience on lower frame rate. It still struggles, but it should overall be a step in the right direction. A lot of AI fixes went into 323 as well. Essentially, it was the first release where they were able to validate bug fix and improve the AI PU build and showing they work in the distribution center. So that's basically what Jack Pierce was saying. They also said, speaking of AI behavior environment, can you think of any improvement to AI open areas specifically that we should watch out for? This is mainly an audible perception range of the weapons at 50 meters got up to 150 meters. The pressure audible range reduction got tweaked to make them way less Hollywood, which caused the AI to not be able to be really aware of the player. Since they don't have a combat manager that cheats player information, it can make them look a bit silly with the pressure, but create a more grounded AI experience when they don't shoot your location outside the area should be better. So that is from Zach Pierce about the AI. I thought people who do FPS stuff might appreciate that fact. Well, yeah, before I move on, you have any thoughts? Sorry.
No, I mean, it's pretty good responses, you know.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Arena Commander rental times. Is there a chance to get longer rental or be able to renew rentals on ship and components in Arena Commander? This was the case before. Like when I played Arena Commander extensively, exclusively almost. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. You could always like renew stuff before the rental time is over. You can queue up the rental time for as long as you want almost. Almost. No, okay. Maybe that's the last part, but it was easier to renew your rental time. DJ Bunchen CIG said, T23, they restored the functionality to extend rental button. That's what I saw. So you can now rent equipment, vehicles for as long as you like at the cost of REC. Again, they'll be revisiting the REC AC store in the future, and for now, hopefully that helps. So, if you had trouble renting stuff, they fixed it. The extend rental button will be back in 323. So that's what I was used to. So I don't know why they took it away. I guess it was a bug. Oh, this is the last one before ISC. I thought that this is for Yo-Yo Mag. I was hoping that maybe we get a raid from her, but yeah, but important question to all Star citizens: do you prefer hamburgers or double dog? And unfortunately, for Yo-Yo Mag, I'm very sorry. Double dog did not win. Unfortunately, stop the steal.
I didn't even know that was going on.
Yeah, this came out on the 8th, a few days ago. No, yesterday. Oh yeah, the final result. 3,300 people voted, so I thought that was cool, cute. What would you have voted for, Kusanagi?
Well, definitely double dogs. Woof woof.
Oh, Yo-Yo Mag, you are here. Oh, there you are.
She is here. Sweet.
So, how disappointed are you, Yo-Yo? How disappointed are you? So why not both? Devastated said. Someone probably said that. Yes, extremely disappointed. I feel for you. All right, so that's enough of that. We have ISC. This is 20 minutes. And I listened to this, I watched this earlier, and I didn't really see a good stopping point. This is all about the animals and stuff like that. So if I can see one while watching, I'm gonna try to stop. But otherwise, my plan is to go straight through it. So this is ISC. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's enjoy.
There are lots of ways to bring life to the worlds of Star Citizen, whether that's the people that inhabit them, the structures they build, or the coffee cups and food wrapper decor scattered across their desk. But perhaps nothing quite as much as nature's inhabitants. Now, animals, creatures, fauna, whatever you call them, have been one of the long unfulfilled promises of the persistent universe since planets were first introduced in Alpha 3.0. And 0.23 patches later, they've made their much anticipated debut with the first of a new herd of offerings that will continue in subsequent releases. So let's go now to just some of the team members responsible for their creation and get just a small glimpse into what went into their creation.
Creatures are just going to offer a whole different dimension to the gameplay.
They bring a sense of life to a world, gives an environment a sense of that it's a lived-in space.
There's a lot going on the planets, but it can feel at times like there's not a huge amount going on. But with the introduction of creatures, that all changes. We have now the ability to create life wherever you look.
It just takes the game to another level of breathtaking. It adds believability to the experience that I don't think any feature so far has come to the level of adding immersion that Fauna has. In Alpha 323, we're adding 2 new creatures. One is the Marek, and one is the Copian.
When you're kind of exploring these planets, we are introducing a whole range of different creatures going forward into the future.
Well, you want to start off simple, right? You look at it, you're like, oh, cool, should we work on these big creatures straight away? Or, should we, ground down, make sure the pipeline works, make sure the basics work? What's more simple than, a dog, cat, and a bird? And ultimately, the birds basically prove out these features that they can be done and they are doable. Let's start with the Marek bird. So this is a fairly simple creature, and you'll see them flying around in flux. And it's really nice when you're just in your ship looking out the window and you see a bunch of birds and life on the surfaces where you wouldn't before.
I think the Marek as a bird will add a sense of scale to the world. Like it helps a lot to see a flock of birds and add scale to anything that's bigger in the distance. I think this is going to help a lot to that part.
If you're like walking along the planetary surface and you hear a core in the distance, you're like, oh, there's Marek, so we can go find them, we can go see them. With the creature designs, we don't want to make anything that you look at and you go, oh, that's a pigeon, because we're a sci-fi game. We want to make it a bit cooler and a bit weird, and we don't want to spoil too much about where they are, who they are, what they're doing, and things like that when it comes to creatures, because we basically want the players to find them. And we don't want to say, hey, they're on these specific locations, on these specific things, because they could turn up in areas that you wouldn't expect.
For the Marek, we wanted a colorful variety of birds that we could use to fill the planets. The creatures have different skin depending on the biomes they're in, so some are going to be more colorful, some a little less colorful. They're inspired by real-life animals to some extent.
They have these big gulped chins. They've got these nice flappy wingspans, but they're also a bit hairless as well.
We kind of look at the reference of featherless birds because for the first batch of creature, we could not use a lot of feathers and fur, so we went to a more skin type of creatures.
Those cats that don't have any hair, they look a bit like that, but in more of a bird form. It's very odd. The Copion is essentially a hybrid between a dog and a cat. It's got 4 eyes. It's a nice, chill, social behavior, which you can see, you see them howling, or you hear them howling, or you see them walking around and kind of, scratching themselves and licking themselves and things like that.
The Copion has a variety of colors. There's one that is more savanna-like. There's one that's more forest-like, so it can blend into the environment a bit better. There's an Arctic one that has kind of the pattern of a snow leopard.
And then once you're in combat, they're faster than the player sprinting, and they're usually in packs of 10 to 14. Visually, they're a nice kind of sleek, slender look. When you think of dogs, you think of them more like worker dogs. When somebody asks us, how big is this creature, we reference a German Shepherd, for example.
The Copion was designed to have a hostile look, so it has horns, it has big scales on the back.
Overall, we wanted something that you look at and you go, oh yeah, we know that's a predator. And obviously, you can tell things are predators by the way their eyes are shaped and how they move, how their bone structure is, how they're set up visually. You can look at that and your brain from evolution basically goes, oh, that is a predator and it's gonna hurt me.
So the Marek bird is what we call a boid.
A boid on a general level, you have to imagine it's a lot more stupid version of an actor, right? It's way less resource intensive, its behaviors are far more simple, and it's a lot easier to basically put in without performance costs.
Boids is a system that was developed a while back, but has been used to great effect in lots of films and games. It's based on 3 simple rules that allow some very complex behaviors of what you might call flocking. The 3 rules are that they maintain separation so they don't get too close to each other. They remain aligned with each other so they'll follow other members of the pack that go in the same direction. And cohesion are the 3 rules in Boids that allow this flocking behavior to be generated.
So they're a group of birds essentially stay together in a single area, and they fly up, they fly down. They're intentionally made to be very simple and kind of what you'd expect from a bird, especially if you're hunting them as well, because we don't want individual birds flying all around the planet and things like that, because we want to kind of keep them nicely clustered together in an area where you go, okay, cool, this is where the birds are.
So the Copian is not a Boid, it's a fully fledged NPC character.
When you look at the Copian, that's what we call an actor, right? And that essentially has the more costly associations, like being able to use like nav meshes, being able to use behavior trees, and because Copians have to make decisions, but Maroks don't.
So Copian is an NPC creature.
Yes.
Does it T-pose on chairs?
Well, firstly, they're not going to be on chairs in the first place, unless you lure one into your spaceship and somehow magically put them on a chair. No, they're not going to T-pose on chairs, sadly.
So you're going on the record that Copian's never going to jump on a chair.
No, I'm not saying they're not going to jump on a chair.
The animator's task with the creatures is to breathe life into these entities, because these entities basically are just points in space that are moving around. The Marok, when it's kind of flying across the sky, as far as the game's concerned, it's just a point in space just moving across the sky. But the animators actually create that illusion of life. The first step in the process is we have a look at the design doc. We basically get an idea and the feel for what the designers are after for the creature. We then try and kind of link that to, because these are alien creatures, we kind of link that back to what is it like that already exists on Earth. And for the Marok, it was things like a pelican, that kind of creature. So we then gathered the reference of pelicans doing all the things that we want the Marok to do. With that, we will then try and kind of breathe that life, that essence of that creature into the Marok. So we went through many different iterations of like the poses that this Copion should be in. Very small details can kind of tell a whole different story about the Copion. In one case, we were creating the aggressive idle pose. We had a pose that we thought was kind of really aggressive looking, kind of down low, and it was kind of ready to kind of pounce at you. But one of the devs said, like, this kind of feels like it's playing with me. It kind of feels like he's kind of should be wagging his tail. So we just kind of changed a few very subtle things, and all of a sudden, like, the whole feeling of that pose changes. So there's many different kind of decisions that we have to make to achieve that final result that we want, that result of the Copion being this aggressive thing that's out for your blood.
One of the things we've been doing with Copians is trying to get them to attack in packs. And we do this by giving them some special formation code that brings them together and makes them seem really cohesive in a different way from the Boids.
You want to engage these things from distances, as they are faster than the player when they are sprinting. So these will essentially attack you and circle you in packs. Think a bit more behavior akin to wolves.
If you come across a Copian outside in the wild, the first thing you're probably going to do is back up really quickly as they all come charging at you. And that can be really quite hazardous if you don't look where you're going and fall down a ravine or something.
They've got 2 attacks, which is this really scary pounce attack, and then they've got a more short-ranged attack.
So when the creature is kind of lunging towards you, one of the versions of the animation we had was where it kind of leapt out towards you, and it had all of its claws out, back feet, front feet, its jaws were open, just to make it look as kind of aggressive and as dangerous as possible. But it turns out that kind of made it look less dangerous because it was showing its belly. So we basically adjusted the back end of the Copion, brought its paws in slightly, and again, that changes the entire kind of feel. When the silhouette of this thing coming towards you is just a pair of jaws opening up, ready to kind of clamp down on you, and it makes it look a lot more aggressive.
And they hurt quite a lot. You know, the average hit will take a quarter of your health off, so you've got to kill these things before they come close to you, which is a problem when you're in caves. Because when you're in caves, it's a close quarters environment, and the Copians have the upper hand.
So you'll come across a Copian in a cave, and they'll probably be doing some really cool little idle animation, like scratching themselves or shaking themselves for fleas. And if you surprise them for the first time and they're on their own, they'll probably get a bit scared and run away and join the other Copians. If you follow them, then that's when you'll probably get into trouble, because a pack of 3 or 4 or more Copians attacking at the same time could be really quite deadly.
So with the Marok, it was a very iterative process, and there was a lot of back and forth. It started off with experimenting with morphing, where you can take one source and morph it with another one. And we did a lot of experimentation with using different types of birds, like eagles and hawks and owls, and morphing it with non-animal source, like more like textural, squeaky, squawky stuff. So we started off quite grounded and taking sounds that sounded quite a lot like ravens and crows, but we're going more towards a little bit more like dinosaur-esque and a bit more screechy and more alien. So yes, trying to find that balance. The Copian, we wanted to make sure that it has a presence in the world. You don't just hear it when it's attacking you. You can hear it snuffling around and grunting when you're sneaking up on it. They're howling, they're communicating with each other. We just wanted it to add life and presence to the world. So the Copian is a very mean-looking predator, and we wanted it to sound just as mean as it looks. So we started off with a mix of sources from lions and tigers and all sorts of predatory mammals, and mixing it in with dogs and things like seals, sea lions, and trying to bring in an alien element as well with some non-literal sounds. I've got a recording of a wet balloon squeaking that I mix in at certain points just to give it a little bit of alien flavor. So one of our sound designers, Chris, has this beautiful Cocker Spaniel that he recorded loads of sounds of at his house, and we used a little bit of that sprinkled in just to give it that dog characteristic.
Are you saying that you find sea lions and wet balloons terrifying?
It can be if you if you put them in the right order. And so the sounds of fear are sea lions, wet balloons, and Cocker Spaniels.
We know some of you don't just want to pet the bird.
Yeah.
Watch the bird, look at the bird, enjoy the bird, be one with the bird. Some of you want to murder the bird.
Yeah, so I've seen some people going up to the birds and punching them, which is definitely a way to interact with wildlife. And if you do that, you will find a pearl in there. I think it's in the base of their mouth, and essentially it's made of like congealed innards and looks incredibly gross. So if you manage to kill the Copians, you'll see the horn on them, and you can loot that, and it's basically a valuable commodity of which you can sell on.
It's going to be exciting for the players to hunt out those creatures and find them in different environments, whether they'll be in the middle of the trees or hiding in caves. There's a bit of a challenge there, but there's also that feeling of nature and the wild that you're going to get kind of peering on creatures performing these kind of behaviors as though they're not being watched by humans before.
But the nice thing about this is it kind of leads into a wider gameplay loop that we're looking at. We talked about crafting quite a lot, and this is an example of how crafting gameplay will come into it. It's obviously the first step as we're looking at more creatures and more variants and things like that. But obviously we'll get in that further detail as we go on. The creature/fauna in general, obviously we've previously experimented, we've previously played with things, as you'll have seen. but now we're in the active development of it. So we have a really nice kind of idea of what we want for 1.0 and all the creatures we want for that, and looking at how we can make the creatures in the future fit in the Star Citizen universe. So we've always been tinkering, we've always been playing, but now we have a pipeline that technology is working in, and we've basically proven it out now. So the future of creatures is a lot more easier and convenient to make than some of the more previous challenges.
I think it's very exciting for us on the character team to tackle the creatures. It's something that the whole team is excited about. We are very proud of the work that we do.
So animating a creature isn't an easy thing at all. So obviously for the creatures, we couldn't mocap. So hand keying the creatures, it can be difficult to raise the quality up to the level that the rest of the universe is at. But I think as a team, I think we've really managed to actually achieve that level of quality that we're aiming for. I think that the team's done a great job.
Creatures definitely bring life to the different planet environments that we have. Allow us to have a different range of kind of gameplay situations where you've got characters attacking you in different ways and allowing us to show a more characterful range of behaviors, perhaps.
Creatures, it's not just a static, prop. It's something that is alive and breathing, and you can react to it and it will react to you, and it just gives a bit of gameplay for the player to engage in.
And as we go on, the previous creatures that you've seen, for example, the space whale and the space cow, those things are in active development right now. And you can imagine with creatures that are this large, the question is, how do we loot them? How do we do those things? And that will be a very fun addition, and the things we're cooking up are very exciting. So you'll see creatures in 323, and it's going to be an amazing experience, adding true believability to the world. Happy hunting, good luck getting those horns, and try not to touch the pearls, they're a bit gross.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that it takes a confluence of disciplines like art, design, animation, AI, and more to bring these creatures to life. That you don't actually have to hunt these fine fauna, but if you do, there are rewards to be had. And that Copians prefer the tundras and savannas they're used to, and may not behave well if you forcibly relocate them. Not that that has ever stopped any one of you. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
And we are back. So yeah, I was ISC. Before I get my thoughts, I want to hear yours. And also, if anyone is in chat who wants to come and join us, click the join button below. I'll put the link in chat again, if I can find it real quick. But yeah, come on and talk with us about this ISC. But yeah, Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's a good start. It's been a long time, and they've talked about a few animals before. I'm just looking forward to tier 2 and so forth and so on. The dog, whatever it's called, the Copion. I'm just waiting for like some from some hair, some fur for like the colder environments, stuff like that, to make it a little bit more fleshed out. I'm not really wanting to go out and start killing animals. Well, I don't know. I do that. I'd have to think about that.
All right, face.
Well, I was excited about this one for two reasons. One, they showed animals. I've always been a big lover of this in games. Primarily for the reason that it adds an element to the game of animals.
Don't go there.
Just keep moving, kids. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't pause. Don't hesitate.
I'm just saying if he wants to go there, he can go there. That's up to him. That's his bad. You know what I mean? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I like it though because one of the things, I don't want to take up too much of the points that me and my pops were talking about, was that I would love to see Circle of Life with the animals, and hopefully they will get that down where I would like to see the animals hunting. Another thing, when I see the animals is that, especially for the Copian, you know, and how it attacks, I would like to see the AI be a little bit more robust in attacking, not just from the front as it's in a pack, but surrounding you, flanking you, doing things like that. But also another thing too, like I was saying earlier, I'm glad to see that they showed the audio side of it, because you know, I'm a big lover of audio when it comes to stuff like this, and seeing how the way the process is made. And you know, one of the things I often wonder was, what are the tools that they use to you know, make sounds within this game? And good to see that. So yeah.
Yeah, speaking of audio, I watched this earlier without my headphones on, and I had my headsets on this time while watching. I mean, it's a big difference. I mean, I wish that at the beginning of the show they had like a caption, or maybe Jared could have said you want to wear headphones for this one. So yeah, definitely wear headphones when you watch this. Pops.
Oh wow! One of the things that really struck me as being interesting is when they took the horn away from the what's the name, the Copian. It really made me kind of think a little bit more to. I mean, I know they said we can sell it, but I hope they go a little bit kind of further with that. I hope they become a part of the economy. And what I'm trying to say, okay, maybe not, maybe the horn and maybe the meat if they want to go that far. I would like to see the meat or the horn used for like a soup, a delicacy. They mentioned the bird, the piece that you take, because there's
I don't want any part of that bird in my food. But okay, Pop. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying because we are going to have a universe full of people besides human beings, and they might find it as a delicacy. And maybe on the Genesis Starliner, maybe if you're having a passenger in your 890 jump, maybe they may want a Copian soup. And your chef may need to know how to make that Copian soup, and it may go into reputation. So I hope they extend it into, you know, a little bit further and go down the line later on in animal husbandry. Extend what they have and give them time to explore what they have and grow on it. Yeah.
Try not to interrupt Pot, but I guess I gotta say, Simpasta, is that you? Give Mercerman, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Well, let me ask you a question before you go to FC. What do you think double dogs are made out of in the verse?
I don't want to know how the sausage is made. I don't want to know.
Well, you're eating it though. You're eating it, ain't you?
I don't think I've eaten a double dog in a game. Maybe I have.
Okay, so
maybe
what do
once,
you
I don't
eat? What do
remember.
you eat? What do you eat in the game?
Whatever I can find. Normally I get those burritos. So
What you think is in that burrito?
What's in the burrito?
Bread. Some meat and vegetables.
You said meat and
Anyway.
vegetables.
Anyway.
People who ate vegetables.
Before we go on, I have been remiss. I put the show an ad at the top of the hour, but it slipped my mind. So we're going to get to an ad, and then we're going to come back and I'll get my thoughts about the ISC. So here we go. Hopefully this works.
Do we get to
there you go.
talk
Yeah,
on
it
that?
works. Okay. Yeah, we can talk.
Okay.
We're still live.
Sorry.
To other people.
Yeah.
So what's
I
in your
just hope-
burrito?
yeah, I just hope they go further. You know, make it part of the economy. Maybe it's really rare. Maybe it's something you maybe people go out and hunt, because they showed you kind of hunting in
That's
that
true.
sense. And maybe
Get your skinning knife.
right, you skin them, and then that could be a part of the economy where you would sell the meat. Maybe you'd have a little setup on one of those little outposts or something like that. and it becomes
Yeah.
a real delicacy.
You gotta think though too, right? To add on to what you're saying, though, Pops. Pyro. One of the things
Exactly.
from paying Pyro is food is going to be a big commodity over there. You see what the hell you got to eat over there? So think about it.
Right.
And we're back for the commercial break. Thank you all for enjoying that. We'll talk about food in a verse. So my thoughts. First of all, I want to say, welcome to Star Citizen Small Game Hunting Edition. Now available for $44.99. There's a lot of people killing the animals in this episode, and I know that's gonna be a thing, but it's kind of disappointing to see sometimes. There are some people who say they want these animals as pets. That first scene when you saw the I'll get back to it. That first scene when you saw the trying to play fetch, that's what I expect to see a lot. This scene. Yeah, this is what I'm expecting. I expect to see plenty of that when people trying to make pets of these animals.
I do have one thing to.
What was that, Mo?
I have one thing to add. Everything in terms of natural resources and stuff in this game is supposed to be able to be an expendable resource. Like it's never finite. So my question is, if I go willy-nilly and just have like 100 or 500 people just go kill these things wherever they find them, am I eventually going to kill the species on that planet? Or, you know what I'm saying? So that's, if I kill everything it flies, are they all you'll never find them there again.
Like the dodo?
Yeah. So that's something.
I don't know. I mean, well, this is a game. I don't expect that. That's like saying if you mine all the asteroids, that asteroid, that belt becomes defunct. Like, or if you mine everything in a cave, that cave becomes. In Star Citizen?
Yes, you can mine a planet till it's like not worth it, and that's why you have to move on. So no, it will respawn, but they don't know. The idea is eventually people are going to move away from the system, and maybe over a period of like 6 months, you might get an extra 2% back or whatever. But you can mine the hell out of a place.
We'll see how that happens. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm interested in seeing that. Seeing how that goes.
That's the whole. What's that called? Quantum. That's the whole quantum thing
I get it.
they showed.
But I'm talking about resources, not like economy and stuff like that. I'm talking about resources on different things, but we'll see. Some of the thoughts I had, Copions are not void. I didn't realize that. They made him a full-on NPC. That was interesting. I thought it was interesting how they used a wet balloon for the audio. I mean, when they play it, you could hear it, but before that, you didn't know what it was, so I thought that was interesting. That railgun was overkill when they killed that flock. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, do they even survive that? Can you even pick them up and pick up the resources after you do that?
Fried birds, baby.
All right. Kusanagi, this is for you. I think you should submit an audio sample of yourself to CID to use for the next animal. So I hope you do that, Kusanagi. Submit a tape, Kusanagi.
You want me to voice my impersonation of what the animal sounds should sound like?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's what they should sound like.
Birds
both the birds and the dog should sound like that.
Every animal should sound.
The space whales and space cows are now in active development. I mean, we kind of knew that, but I mean, hearing them, we verified that was nice. I love this. I love that picture of the space cow bumping into the player. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing in game. I mean, they showed it to us, so hopefully it'll be a thing in game, but we shall see. Trying to find it real quick. I did too much. There we go. Well, here we go. So I'm hoping that's a thing. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be passive aggressive or just, if you stay in one place too long, they'll target you. Obviously, I'm hoping that's a thing that's really in game. I'm curious if there's ship capacity with cargo enough, and I'm not counting the whole lead because those are like SC boxes and stuff like that. I'm talking about there a ship that has a big enough cargo by itself, not using boxes, that can hold a space whale.
That can hold a space whale?
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Mm.
I mean, because people are going to want to get that Star Trek 3 on. Star Trek 4? Star Trek 4 on.
4.
Yeah.
Bengal?
I guess so. Maybe.
I guess.
I have a question for you. Do you want to
Correct.
be able to?
Not 99. What is that? Billion, trillion space pelicans? Yeah. Okay.
So,
anybody-
would you like to be able to have one of these or multiple of these as a pet? To be as like a protector, like to go out and do missions and they tackle like the bad guys and stuff like that?
I don't see them doing that. Maybe a different animal. Maybe something that can be trained. But I don't see these becoming something like that.
Yeah. You know what animal they're going to use for that, FC?
What?
A Pico.
Yeah.
Oh, they
You know
are
what?
NPCs, remember?
Oh,
Pico,
if they would do that and sell them for like $25 or $50, people will buy those.
See? Attack Picos.
Black Sky, they're already NPCs. They just have to say, "Hey, go make a latte at some corner store," and the dog should be able to do it. That's what I'm saying.
But before we move on, there's some threads that came up after the ISC was posted. So I'm gonna show this. A couple of people mentioned this in the in chat. And matter of fact, let me get the thing up. But yeah, so first view on night vision, nice. Jack Pierce responded. Since we're far enough with it, I asked if you could put it in a little sneak peek in for you. They're very excited to look at that. They're very excited to look and getting these onto ships and visors net. And they also said, every time, okay, snatching is commendable. Every time you pass, you post about it, you get pushed back a quarter, is what they heard. And finally, in the chance to take a look at this, they talk about a open packs of 10 and 15 wear. They just do with difficulty and what is fun. They have different numbers during development. When they recorded ISC, it's at a specific point in time, and they shouldn't have specified a number as it can get confusing. So they shouldn't have specified a number, but yeah, they was wondering about that. Talking about the scope, as a matter of fact. Green NVGs, not sure what NVG is, maybe they'll say, night vision goggles, okay. Green night vision goggles are not modern in 2954, that's basically the premise. That Jack Fish responded, it's not green, it's teal. If you want to be pedantic, it's aquamarine. They even gave the hex numbers for it. Plus different brands will most likely have different colors if you're very against teal. So if you don't like the colors, you can get a different brand, it'll be a different color. I'm a Christian, I get added 8 years to development time. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of people, quite a few people noticed that they talk about the night vision. Griffin pointed out that said CIG called it light enhancement, night vision. So that it's not night vision, because I guess that's trademark or trademarkable. So it's light enhancement is what they call it within development. All right, and then final thoughts before we go into the community video. Nope. All right, so let's get on to the community video. It is fun. UndeadParrotgaming. My insane Star Citizen setup. This is 8 minutes long. This is an updated version from last year to 2024. And this is not a typical cinema. This is something that, somebody's doing in the Star Citizen community. I thought it was interesting. So yeah, let's give it a watch. And, I want to hear people's thoughts after this.
Zero hostile contacts. It has been over a year from my previous Star Citizen cockpit tour, and with some major changes, like the big curved screen here, I think it's time for another one. So, this is my completely insane Star Citizen cockpit, because there is no overkill for Star Citizen. And before you get all excited, I use this setup for other games too. There's a link in the description to my DCS setup. But I would still call Star Citizen my main game, and it's what got me started with the whole cockpit building stuff. Also, I can use my PC as a normal desktop PC too, like for editing this video. And if you're new to Star Citizen, don't forget to use a referral code to get some extra credits at the start. Mine's at the description. I often get asked why to spend so much time and money on building something like this, and the answer is simple. I enjoy building stuff like this. I also tend to get carried away with stuff, and after my first desktop-based setup, I built my actual cockpit from cheap lumber. This build project ended up costing me a few €100, but I learned a lot when building my previous setup, and as I said, I enjoy building this stuff. So I built the next iteration from 21mm plywood. This build ended up costing me about €800 in plywood. It's more expensive and I used more electric components. Thinner plywood would have sufficed, but I first planned the cockpit for 22mm MDF and couldn't be arsed to make any bigger changes in the plans. There's a link to the build video and to my plans that you can download for free in the description. And I haven't calculated the total cost of peripherals like controllers, since there's a lot of stuff I've picked up secondhand along the way, and I'm not going to. But what enabled me to progress with my build from the 3-screen setup was the room extension I built. This is not just for the cockpit, but I use it as my home office. It allowed me to cut open the cockpit room's door and use the space much better. So let's start the tour with the elephant in the room, the screen. This is something I wanted ever since I saw the Warthog project. I decided to go with 180 degrees since any larger wouldn't be beneficial with most of the games outside basically DCS. And also since 4K ultra-short projectors are expensive. This was the most expensive part of my project and ended up costing me total about €4,000, including the projectors, the screen, the paints and so on. I'm using two Optoma UHD 35 STXs here just because they were the cheapest 4K projectors I could make the setup work with. I built a screen frame in my basement and then assembled and painted it in this room. There's also a separate video available of the whole build project. The radius of the screen is 1.3 meters and the height is so that I basically have two 16:9 screens side by side. First I painted the screen with a DIY mix called Black Widow, but then I was approached by a company called Smarter Surfaces and did a repainting video with their ultra high contrast paint. And I have to say the difference in the contrast was considerable. The image from the projectors can't be displayed on the curved surface as is. Instead, the image is warped with the software called Immersive Display Pro. It's naturally not as sharp as you would get with big 4K displays, but I like the immersion of this option. And if you wonder why I'm not using VR, I also have a video about that. Link in the description. As I mentioned before, the cockpit was designed and built by me, and I have the plans available for download and lots of build videos on this channel. It consists of few separate parts that I can dismantle for maintenance if necessary. The main feature of this cockpit is modularity. I can switch the controllers and the dashboard overlay screen for different games. The current chair is Next Level Racing's Flight Seat Pro. They actually sent me their whole Flight Pro setup to try out, and I decided to keep the chair in my setup. It required some light modifications to fit in my setup though. Most important feature for me is the ability to swap around the center mounted joystick. The cockpit's lighting is powered by an old PC power supply. I used the PSQ breakout board to get the 12-volt power and run it to this control panel that I use to control lighting. I currently have one circuit for general cockpit lighting, one for background lighting for modular panels, and one background lighting for permanent panels. For Star Citizen, I mostly use Whirlpool controllers for hoses, aka hands-on stick and stick setup. This allows me to have control of all 6 axes you have available in space. The right-hand joystick controls pitch and roll, and the Thrustmaster TPR pedals control yaw. While not the most competitive setup for space games, this is what I enjoy the most. For my right hand, I'm using Whirlpool Constellation Alpha with WarBRD base and extensions. I really wouldn't recommend the WarBRD base for the extensions, but this is what I got now and I can live with it. My left hand joystick controls the movement to all directions, forward and backward, left and right, and up and down. The angled adapter makes it feel more natural, and I use the twist axis for up and down movement. The joystick is already discontinued Whirlpool Constellation Delta with Z-axis adapter. The older Whirlpool Mongoose CM throttle is there as an extra, and I can use it when I'm traveling longer distances. On the left side I also have Whirlpool control panel number 2 and on the right control panel number 1. These are flush mounted with 3D printed trims that also come off, and there's also a Stream Deck mounted on the left side. DIY panels like this Star Station Power Control panel are designed and built by me. I designed them with Fusion 360 and 3D print them in white PLA. Then paint them black and engrave the markings with a laser engraver so the markings are visible when the lights are on. Okay, and since I can't use this dashboard screen to display gauges or MFDs in Star Station like I would in games like DCS or Flight Simulator 2020, it's quite useless here. But I happen to have this smaller touchscreen, so I ended up building this overlay that I use with Game Class. There's also affiliate link in the description if you're interested in trying it out. It works best with tablets and even phones, but I'm running it through external PC and browser here. I also still need head tracking for stuff like dogfighting. I previously had TrackIR 5, but currently using Tobii Eye Tracker 5. It works well with my setup, and it's nice to get rid of the head strap. There's also affiliate link for Tobii in the description if you're interested in checking it out. One of the frequent questions I get is how I move around on FPS mode, and I actually have few solutions available for me. I can swivel in my mouse and keyboard, use the Razer Tartarus V2, a trackball, and even a controller for some basic movements like getting into my ship. And I also recently did a video of me playing Helldivers 2 with my setup, though for games like that I usually stick to my desktop setup. I think this covers most important parts of my Star Station setup. If you want to see the setup in action or want to see what build projects I come up with in the future, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching and hope to see you next time.
And trying to get through. There you go. Okay, here we go. We are back. So yeah, let's go in reverse order this time. Pops, you want this, right? You want this, right?
I wish he would give it to me. Yeah. Oh, you know what we can do? Start a GoFundMe page for me to get this. Get some of these.
We'll talk about that after the show. After the show.
Okay. All right.
No, what are your thoughts, though?
No, one of the first things he said was that it is something that he enjoys doing, and more power to him. If he enjoys it, he's not hurting anybody. It's his money. It's something I wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if he enjoys it, it brings him. He's using his creativity.
I mean, there are some people who spend that kind of money on golf clubs, right?
Exactly.
And people who spend on tennis rackets and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's some people that travel around the world and eat exotic foods, and that's their thing. Some people buy handbags. Some people buy shoes. What do you call it?
Some people bowl. Spend this kind of money on bowling. Yeah.
Yeah, they collect sneakers, and
that's it. Yeah, that'll do
it. So he's not hurting anybody. He's using his creativity is something he can do, and I'm impressed.
Okay. Face to face, what are your thoughts?
I have to definitely agree with Pops on this one. I mean, it's his money. He wants to enjoy it. Hey, do what you do, brother. You know, it obviously is not something that he's just dedicated to Star Citizen. He's using it for other flight sims, and
Right.
he can play other games on it. But I'm very impressed to see that, him setting up and building the projection and using 2 projectors to merge the video on screen like that, and then have a clean scene to it, without you don't even see the scene between the projectors, which is impressive. um and hey, again, more power to you, brother. I mean,
So,
like
I
I
mean,
said,
would you be interested in having a setup like this on a smaller scale?
to me, to be honest with you though, FC, I would have to, for me personally, no, because I am waiting for VR to come out.
You
You
rather do
know,
VR immersive than this
I
kind
would
of
rather
immersive.
right, exactly. For me, I would rather do VR, and if anybody wants to help, as far as a GoFundMe, I'm looking for some help with what's that the new Disney technology that came out where you can infinitely walk on a surface. Me and
Oh
Captain
yeah, the
Silverstone was
Disney
talking
thing.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would rather get that. I would rather
Mhm.
get that if y'all want to definitely chip in and contribute, that would help. You know what I mean?
If
Because
anyone,
hey,
if anyone watches MKHD or Marcus Brownlee, check out that video where he visited Disney. That's
yeah.
what Fish is talking about.
Mm.
It was a cool gadget. It was a cool thing that they came up with. And hey, it'll get me out of this chair and onto my feet. Some more exercise that I need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Abba Kusanagi.
I would just like to start off with more freedom. I'm glad we're talking about freedom and democracy here in this video. I appreciate that. I wish if I had this, I would want it elevated. It attached to the cockpit and have it on gyroscopes so that they're like pneumatics.
You want to add another 40K to it, okay?
Wow.
And then that way, when you turn left or right, the whole thing, the screen stays the same because he's like
What
turning,
that?
right? He's making
like
these
a
moves.
40X theater.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'll be like a 3D multi. Yeah, I don't even know what that would be called, but yeah. So, where it would just have that pitch and the angle, and you'd feel that gravity pulling you to the right or to the left, going down, and you'd be like, oh crap, and then so that'd be kind of cool. Eventually we'll get there.
It'd be a trip if you spend all this money on this stuff, and he only has like stereo speakers. He didn't talk about his audio setup at all, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of audio setup he has too. But yeah,
True that. Can I just say one thing that I thought was really interesting? He said a company sent him when he painted the screen. He said a company sent him another paint, and you see he shows you the difference in the contrast by just changing that paint out. I was like, wow, interesting.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you, Black Sky.
I don't know how expensive the paint is, but imagine like painting it one way and not liking it and then go back to the other. But evidently, it looked better with the new paint, so more power to him. I just want to say, I haven't seen, for me personally, I haven't seen a curved setup yet that I'm comfortable with. Like whenever I experience a curved screen, it doesn't look right. Maybe I got to get used to it. But I have 2 screens, they're both flat screen, and I have the other screen inward a little bit so I can see the screen better when I look at it. But as far as when it comes to a full-on curved screen, I haven't. Am I the only one like that?
No,
Say again.
I feel. Well, go ahead. He has an issue with curved screens.
Yeah, curved screen. I have not seen a curved screen setup yet that I'm comfortable with. Am I the only one like that?
I've seen them, but I think I've always wanted them bigger because I've always Well, like this is actually a good size because it surrounds you, and I'm
Right.
right where
Let
you
me-
are, Fastcart.
Let me ask you this though, Fastcar. Have you experienced it rather than seeing it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
I mean,
but
okay.
maybe I'm just too used to the flat screens, or maybe I gotta get used to
Gotcha, I
the curved
understand.
screen. I don't know.
I think this is a
Yeah,
great size.
just a personal preference for me. All right, so yeah, I mean, more power to Undead Parrot. I just came up a few days ago. Oh, in the Discord, just like 2 weeks old and in real time, but this came up and I was like, oh yeah, okay, interesting. But yeah, this is too much for me. I'll be happy with a 32-inch screen. I'll be happy with a 32-inch screen, or two 32-inch screen, one in the middle, one on the side, or maybe like three, maybe like 3 27-inch screens or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, this is too much for me personally. Okay, Stunner. But yeah, so yeah, interesting. But yeah, that is community video this time. All right, so we reached the end of the show, and we're at the top of the hour. Okay, so yeah. I just want to point out again, we're doing a rally for Buster. Put the link in chat again. Make sure I get the right. There you go. Copy. Put the link in. But again, Buster's having some financial difficulties, so we want to support it. And I want to thank Abdi for already donating $10. Thank you for that, Abdi. Appreciate that. But if anyone else wants to donate, please do so. We're doing a 4-hour live stream on Saturday to fundraise for her. We're going to try to have a few people on from the community. And yeah, so if you want to support Buster, please donate. Other than that, on Saturday, yes, Saturday noon. I'm sorry, Saturday noon to 4 p.m. Eastern. That's the time. So it's for the fundraiser. But that's part of Podset. Every Saturday, we start off with Soul Voices, but we're doing the fundraising instead this Saturday, and then heading off to Paul. That'll be 4 p.m. Eastern, and then Relay Station at 9 p.m. Eastern. And remember the new time for voices is 2 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. But this Saturday it's going to be noon Eastern, so that'll be 4 p.m. UTC. So please convert that to your local time. All right, and then on Sunday, it's Mother's Day, so there's no show this coming Sunday. So make sure you send your mother some love. Make sure you don't forget about Mother's Day. You know, you have no excuse, basically, because I'm here reminding you. Word to the mother. Word to your mother. I guess you could say. I knew someone was like that. I knew someone was like that. But yeah, so no show this Sunday.
Wait a minute before you move. I'm sorry to interrupt your ending. Who's word to the mother? Who was that from?
I have no idea.
Used to say a lot, but Vanilla Ice, word to your
Was it
mother.
Vanilla Ice? He can't be the first one. He can't be the first one.
He wasn't the first one. I'm just saying that he was the one that
It was a
you know
popular
he
one.
It's popular. He made it
popular.
Okay.
You know.
All right. But I do want to give a shout out tomorrow on the People's Radio. Captain Series Fund mix. It will be on People's Radio. I believe it's at 2100 UTC, so that'll be 5 p.m. Eastern. So check that out tomorrow. I'll be on the train, so I won't be able to catch that live. Hopefully I'll catch it later. But yeah, tomorrow, Captain Series Fund first episode. So check that out. And we are going to raid. Oh, I can't even pronounce that, Graph. Ohim Lucid. I'm going to say Ohim Lucid. So we're going to raid Ohim Lucid. So make sure you send them our love. And with that, peace, love, and soul.